Here with Jacksonville State head coach Todd Garvey. Coach Garvey, JSU 18-3, 6-2 after a couple of big wins last weekend at home and a couple of big matchups this weekend on the road. Before we get into that, what were your thoughts and assessment from last weekend, that sweep of Bellarmine and then knocking off Eastern Kentucky?
I thought Friday night against Eastern Kentucky we played pretty good in spurts. Like, we'd play really well and kind of got back to where we kind of planned for non-conference in the first part of the year. And then we had a couple stretches where we didn't play our best too, but we kept battling. And then I thought Saturday we completely were kind of back to ourselves and played a very complete match. I know we've been practicing really hard the past 2 weeks, and I think it's starting to show now. There for a while we had some injuries that we were battling and kind of took off more days than we would like and kind of limited reps in practice, and I think that caught up to us. But now that we're back to kind of going full steam ahead and practicing hard, I think we've been looking a lot better, and the girls had their best week of practice all year this week, so kind of looking forward to seeing what we can do this weekend.
You mentioned the team getting back to their earlier season form on Saturday against Bellarmine. Would you say that was mostly due to the good week of practice, or was there something else that helped contribute to that?
I think it was mostly that. I think you're going to normally play like you practice and you put in a bunch of hard work during the week and look sharp all week. I think it's going to transfer over to the games. I think if you go out and kind of go through the motions and don't perform at a high level in practices, that's probably going to filter over to the games too. So I think it had a lot to do with our work leading up to the matches.
Well, the aforementioned road trip this weekend, going to the other Jacksonville in the ASUN, Jacksonville, Florida, to take on UNF and JU. We'll start out with the first matchup on Friday. That's North Florida. What have you seen from the Ospreys? I know it's a big revenge matchup for JSU this year. Yeah,
they have a good team as always, well coached, a lot of good players. They have been playing really, really well at times, and I know they had a couple lumps in non-conference, but they played a very tough non-conference schedule. But I think they're a team that can go out and obviously play at a high level, beating Florida Gulf Coast earlier this year. So we know we're going to have our work cut out for us then, and then turn around Saturday and play Jacksonville, who's night and day better than they were last year. They added a couple of grad transfers and a couple other new players that I think have really kind of taken their team to a new level, and they have two really good middles that they use a lot. So this is going to be one of the keys, us trying to limit their swings on the ball and hopefully defend them well when they do get set. So it's going to be two tough matches.
As the crow flies, this may be the longest road trip of the season for Jacksonville State, and maybe the Liberty trip. What is the toughest challenge for you as a coach, heading into these long road trips, especially in conference play where you play back-to-back?
Just to have the energy once we get there and be focused and not let the long kind of bus ride wear on us. It is what it is. Everybody's got the same trips in conference, so we still got to have that great energy and fire and be ready to play when it comes to Friday morning and then Saturday afternoon. So I think that's the main thing.
Coach, we've got Lena Kinderman joining us with the Player Spotlight, fifth-year outside hitter for Jacksonville State. She's been here the entire time you've been here at JSU. What can you say about her contributions, not only this year, but in her 5 years in Jacksonville?
She's so much contributions on the court, obviously, to be the second all-time leading kill leader, and then I think she's led us in kills about every year she's been here. But I think she's just totally transformed off the court as well, which has been really cool to see as a coach. For her to grow each and every year and have more confidence and belief in herself and become a harder worker and all the things that are going to carry her on past volleyball, that's what I'm most proud of her.
Again, talking about the big weekend this weekend, JSU at North Florida, at Jacksonville. What do you want to see from your team on Friday and Saturday for those two big ASUN contests?
I just want to see us go out and compete hard, be focused, play with a lot of energy, and not look ahead, focus on 1 point at a time and kind of do that match by match and hopefully come back with 2 wins after the weekend's over with.
Thanks, Coach. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, just looking forward to kind of getting going again and being on the road and playing against 2 good teams and hopefully playing our good style of volleyball again.
Here with fifth-year outside hitter Lena Kinderman for JSU Volleyball. Lena, Jacksonville State 18-3, 6-2 in conference play. First of all, what can you say about the season so far for the Gamecocks?
I can definitely say that we did start off strong, although we had a couple ups and downs, especially when it comes to our Kennesaw games. But I feel like especially last weekend and this week leading up to next weekend, we've worked very hard on coming back together as a team and working on our chemistry and working very hard on practice. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the season.
Well, Lena, it's your first time this year in the Player Spotlight, and we've got to ask you the question that you've probably been asked 100 times since you've come to JSU. How does somebody from Germany land at Jacksonville State University?
Honestly, I just in my last year of high school, I still didn't know what I wanted to do looking forward. So I definitely wanted to keep playing volleyball. So I thought I'd give it a shot and see where I could possibly go, and I ended up here.
Well, you've had an amazing career at JSU. Last weekend against Eastern Kentucky, moved into second place all-time in career kills in program history. What does that mean for you that you've been able to accomplish that here at JSU?
It doesn't mean as much for me as it means for the team that I've been able to play on the past couple of years, because our teams have been pretty good ever since I've been here. So obviously, if you have a good setter all the time and you have great passers that just make it possible for you to get all those kills, that's great.
Continuing to talk about the program, you've played for Coach Garvey here in Jacksonville. One thing we love to ask the players is to talk about the culture. How would you describe the culture of the program and, just the team overall with all these great players that love to play for each other?
Definitely throughout all the time that I've been here, we've had a very great team with very good chemistry. We've all been hard workers and ready to do anything it took for us to get the wins, and Todd's definitely a coach to push us, to make us put in everything we have and leave nothing in the tank, so that's great.
Just a few games left in your fifth-year season here at Jacksonville State. What are your goals looking forward to the rest of the season?
Obviously, I'd like to win as many games as possible, but I mainly want to enjoy the rest of my career here and have a lot of fun on and off the court with a great team.
Couple of big matchups this weekend. JSU making the trip to Jacksonville, Florida, taking on UNF and JU. What are you hoping to see from yourself and the team this weekend?
I'd like to see us go out and play with lots of energy, lots of fun, and lots of fight. I feel like I know we're going to do good. It's just all about us enjoying the game and enjoying the moment.